Let us go, begin, and continue. We have no saved run, but that's fine. New run. I don't have a particular taste of who I wish to go with today. I missed a spot when cleaning earlier. I always miss that spot. It's very dusty. My god, you're ugly. Anyway, I play this in the background too, just because progress videos are fun and all, but people like seeing High Covenant playthroughs, and I'm not at High Covenant in the slightest. It's rather painful. Why are you... You know what, sure, I'm not gonna question it. Let's just go. Who am I playing today? No one knows. When it starts... We'll get ready to go? Stygian Candle people. Relic first, because that's always more important. Do I have X costs already? I thought I just got one. No, we have discard synergy. Sap 3 doesn't apply. The spell damage, I guess, can be fine. The rail spikes of both these guys aren't actually helpful. So I guess we'll get the Tempered Talisman. And you are our primary. I mean, we've already taken spell damage, so I guess the spell weakness plus sweep is going to be our best. At least, that's my hope. Why is my enemies enter the fight with 10 armor? Gain damage shield, but these guys are guaranteed to die very quickly. And the unit draft... Primary or allied clan unit. I don't think it's going to be worth it, because it'll most likely just wind up being 10 gold. It would just result in me taking damage for no reason. I guess we can dregs. And get rid of the train steward, because by god, I don't want to deal with the train steward. Are you serious? This kills you, right? Good. So you're going to have a burnout. Unless I got something to say about that. That's fine. The entire front row dies, which is okay. Greetings, Zalrock. You're dead. That's alright. Give me a train steward to guard Tethys. And I guess I'll play this dreg to get him out of the deck, because I don't want... Oh, wait. You know what? That works just fine. I can't play another dreg. This entire group does die, but that's okay. Doesn't matter who I remove, they're all dead all the same. But salutations, Zarok. Long time no see. I've been rather traitorous today, or for the past 2 weeks, and I hope to fix my traitorous and treasonous ways before too long. Anyway, go die. Clan pack states nothing good. I've got enough discard stuff already, so none of this is good enough for me to keep. Draft might be the only thing I can really use, and I think I'm gonna have to stick to keeping the frontline tanks, because there aren't really a lot of tanks in any of these groups. Unless I get the incant cards. Oh yeah, no, drafts are amazing when buffed. Just good luck getting them buffed. I would like to... I'd love to grab money, but I need to get like a frontline unit to protect Tethies. Sure, I can build around this. Get me a multi-strike on this Wickless Baron. And then we're going to purge a train steward. And we'll see what we can do with this. We'll keep a Mark of Invasion rolling, because I think I can handle this. Mark of Invasion can be horrible or awesome. And I think this is the awesome one because Tethies can sweep. The only problem is if only I can make this champion quick. But I can understand why not, because I'd be overpowered. So... do I have a sacrificial lamb? I most assuredly do. I have multiple. So what I'm going to do here is you. Incant only lasts for the floor, so I'm just going to burst you for one. Now, does the Wickless Baron survive? I hate you so much, Collector. Always appearing where I cannot touch you in the slightest. Wow, you live. And you don't even lose any health. Well, it's a bunch of guaranteed death, but it doesn't actually kill the one I want to see die. And then the draft, we can start working on making sure he doesn't burn out under any circumstances. Right, you heal. Will he burn out, and do I care if he burns out? He won't do a whole lot to him in the first place. Right, incant. Right. No damage will be dealt, I'm just getting him out of here. I wish I could hit you in the back, but that is not possible. However, you are very, very dead. Preserve, gain permafrost when drawn. None of these are particularly great. Flash freeze fixes one of our problems though, so I'm actually going to take that. Because I didn't realize... Get me molded. Alright. This deck now feels a lot more complete. We can actually cycle some of our cards. And the only weakness we're dealing with is sapping, the sapping Seraph, which is fine. There are no cards I want to duplicate, so let's just go for a relic. We'll gladly take this, because my people will be burning out constantly. Is there a Stygian unit that is worth my time? Offering Monument, kind of. But I've also learned from my own personal playthroughs that offering Monument, when resurrected, keeps the minus to its health permanently. Not going to bother. I don't need to dig that deep. Oh no. Playing a blight card deals 100 damage to the front enemy. When summoned, for every blight in the deck, we have one to begin with. So we can go for extreme, like, upfront damage. I don't anticipate us getting hurt or needing revivals. Let's take some dead weights. We're going for extreme upfront damage, and we're at the point where I can start deleting a lot of cards from my deck. And if we're going to go for extreme upfront damage and basically just suiciding our units, the dead weight should be fine. Might be a bad idea, I'm not sure. We'll find out. It does make my deck significantly worse, but makes my individual cards a lot better. When all enemy units die, they deal 1 damage to the front board facing foe. Not bad, I guess. We start off with a Wickless Baron. And a Frozen Lance, meaning the Baron will live, guaranteed. That's not what I wanted to see, game. Come on, you know better. So you're exploding first, which would deal 10. This takes 8. Or I can take 2 separate instances of attacks first and foremost. Well, we suddenly kill everything, so you know what? I guess. Let's have fun. Let's have a lot of fun. You know what? Let's have so much fun, as a matter of fact. Can I? No, you just explode and deal 10 damage. You don't actually attack. So if I do this... So now you're suddenly doing nothing. Right! Exploding candle! Right, when these things burn out, they literally explode. How could I forget that? Or at least, I should say, I didn't actually understand that. But now that's just funny. To enemy units. I thought it was like a singular one. Jesus. Alright, well. You die. You're dying anyway, but that's okay. That's a lot of dead weights. Well, this is before this will explode again. And I guess that's alright. And we don't really need to have that in my deck anymore, so... A lot of damage will be dealt as a result of the Wickless Baron. If I keep you out in front, you'll take slightly less. And then I'll let the remainder go through to Daedalus. You have 8 instances of spell weakness. Can I actually have a good strength spell? Yes. 252. Excellent. Harness the Titan. For our boss killer, we usually rely on things exploding. On doing like one big explosion of damage. And while Ice and Pyre is extremely funny, if they get to the 3rd floor, we've usually screwed up. But Harness the Titan also relies on me having enough cards in my hand in the first place, so no thank you, I'd rather actually just draw the actual spell. Wickless Tycoon is interesting. Titan Sentry would be interesting, but none of this is actually particularly compelling, so get out of here. Herzl's Compound. I actually rely on drawing the cards every turn in particular. Space is usually not a problem. So let's just find the cards we need. We're not removing the Blights, but we're removing other dead cards. I would love to get quick on the Wickless Tycoon. Wickless Baron. Sorry, my brain is not functional, but I also need to actually delete some of the bad card, like straight up bad cards. So, straight up bad cards. You're straight up bad. You're also straight up bad. It's usually fairly consistent about what's straight up bad here. I want to say yes to either of you, but I've already got one Wickless Baron. I don't want another. I've never seen a reason to do Permafrost. Because there's usually not a spell or something that I want to play first. Even in Stygian, which is weird. It could also be my own ignorance saying that. Oh, it's actually going to rain. Never mind, it is raining. Sweet, I was right in not actually doing my watering the flowers and outside gardening today. I don't think I take any of these, except... One I will always upgrade is Molded. Because we're going to reroll. Because here, I don't think there's anything I actually want to give like a +10 to. I'd rather actually delete one of those cards. Double stack. I mean, Frostbite 16 is nothing to sneeze at. It really isn't. But none of these are particularly compelling either. Kind of just feels like a waste of my money. I could do... No, a 0-cost Titan's Gratitude actually seems like a good idea. And then we're going to purge out one of these Frozen Lances, because I still want to keep around one Terrain Steward, and the Frozen Lances are the worst spell overall. And the rest of this we can hold on to. Our Dark Forge. Now, this actually seems like it would have a really fun synergy where I start applying Frostbite to the units. But I'm instead going to take the Handheld Totem instead for more spell weakness. And more survivability on Tethys. Enemy units get +6 attack. You have armor gain. The damage outright or upfront damage might kill off my units. When you gain armor, you don't gain damage, and so it would be the clipped reflector that's the problem, nothing else. Let's go. We always get the Wickless Baron. And you're not dying, because you're attacking first, which will blow you up. And the rest of this is kind of worthless. I could sap you, but I'd rather get the damage on you in person. Okay, look. You're blowing up. You're also blowing up. We'll hold on to the drag. But we will punch you in the face. So that's a good explosion. You have a lot of spell weakness. I unfortunately don't have any of my big damage cards. However, that's still worth it. And that kills you off, so that's fine. I would love to play Hollowed Drippings, but eh. I want to heal our pyre, but that's just not happening this run through. Oh boy. You're easy to kill, but you aren't. Unless... So that's dead. Perfect. Perfect! We'll definitely play this dreg first. We will play a Reformation on the draft. And then we will make sure you both live. Then we'll just blow you up. And then I could play the Lance, but it doesn't matter. So first bomb kills the front off. Second bomb kills the second guy off. You last longer, I guess. And then we'll just start hitting them. This seems a little absurd, if I'm being totally honest, but thankfully we kill you before we actually have to worry about them. Didn't know it was every time you attacked. Cuddle Hex. Glacial Seal is just funny. But no, none of this is worth keeping, really. We got a good deck already. Mortal Entrapment. Entrapment. I think Burnout is a debuff effect. I would love Wicked Blaze, but I already have one Reformation card. And I don't want to remove Burnout, because that's one of my good things. Wicked Blaze is good, but at the same time, I kind of want my units to be sacrificial lambs so they can keep being bombs. So I'm just going to leave it like this. Alright, what else do I get here? Merchant O' Trinkets. Or we could delete more cards from the deck. I kind of want to go for the Merchant of Trinkets because I can buy at least 2. Oh no, it does scale well. I'm not denying that. It's just... I'd rather... My units as suicide bombers are actually a lot better that way. Will this pay for itself? On average, per fight, we have around 6 people die. That's 30 gold. How many fights do we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. So I would have to get 60 gold per fight. I usually chuck 2 away to suicide. My entire bottom row usually dies in the final fight, in which case there's usually 4. That's actually more like 40 gold per? But that still doesn't pay for itself. Iluwiden, welcome. And I don't think memorial funds will be good enough. Or fast enough in its application. Disables triggered abilities, which would be things like Slay and Harvest. That's actually amazing, because there are certain foes who will beat me up if I don't have something like that. And you know what? Sure, Resin Block, because that actually applies extremely well. Ah. False Prophet, Forger of the Rail, and Covenant now damned and broken. Oh boy. This is actually one of the first times I'm thinking about grabbing Frozen Nostalgia. Because we are a spell-heavy setup. This just might suck really badly. We can recover after we get Fell. It's going to be really hairy, but you know what? We're grabbing the locket. The locket proves difficult to pry free, not wanting to leave its owner. When it does, you're greeted by a familiar face inside and more questions than answers. You leave the man behind. False prophet or not, you have a feeling he's helped hell more than you know. Alright, this is either going to go exceedingly well or exceedingly terribly. We are indeed a spell-heavy deck. Oh, wait. Oh, that's the overcharged tank. Okay. We're not doing the armor. The armor will actually screw us over. Ooh, joy. Okay, well, I can't do the marksman here yet. And I don't want to start bombing them now, so I'll just end my turn, because none of these are good. You go blow up here, which saves their lives. You stay right here, because that'll be good for you. I would love to do something like an overcharged tank, but I don't have the option. You don't get the incant. Never mind. And we'll apply the burnout, because otherwise it's just awful. You can take sap. Draff, you can commit suicide, which will explode on both of you. He will heal from this, unless we don't allow it. Wow, you're now taking a buttload of damage. Alright, we're gonna have to hope that the spell weakness up there is gonna be enough to kill the overcharge tank. So use suicide. I don't know what I'm talking about, and why I would think it wouldn't be enough. Maybe I misjudged Memorial Fund. No, I haven't misjudged it yet. I did misjudge the amount of damage I would do here. Okay, well, this is gonna kinda suck. Out of my face. Out of my face. No damage from you. You're right, this does end here. Anyway, that guaranteed kills you, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to mold it first. Pull out Draff, because Draff will basically die at the start of next turn anyway, so that's fine. You should be exploded alongside the 9 hells, and you should take a buttload of damage in the meantime. Ah, and he doesn't heal because he's silenced. Perfect. This will bomb most of the competition. So we'll do this. We'll pull out a dreg because there's no reason not to. You sweep, but you sweep no more, and that's actually the most important bit. Now, do you die? No. That's painful. Unless... does the Wickless Baron keep his harvest? Yes, he does. Oh, it's so painful. He keeps his harvest, but he still dies at the start of the fight. But these two still also both die off. And I can't do this because you guys are in the way. Well, all I can say is, you get lost. You appear because you're more useful alive. Discard's arguably the worst. But he's dead. So Harvest does maintain itself. Sweet. Mollusk Mage is a hilarious sacrifice, but no. If I get a zero-cost Deep Offering, that actually isn't bad. If I make it a zero cost, which is more than possible. None of these are good. I'm always going to go for the relic. Unit costs are -2. Enemies get -1. That does add up to a lot of damage over time. Because my units aren't that expensive. They're all 1 cost, so Forever Flame isn't actually helpful. Give me Winged Indulgence. Merchant o' Steel. I'd rather purge a card. What do I get from the Concealed Caverns? Melting Remnant consumables, Stygian consumables, or Umbral consumables. I mean, they're not bombs though, so no, give me Stygian. I will gladly take that. Train collapses under its own weight. Well, alright. You can sometimes claim more, but more often than not, that's not the case. I'm going to, just so I don't have to ever worry about it again, get rid of the Train Steward because it's actually arguably just a bad card now. It has no purpose. And because I tend to use the Wickless Baron to tank, we're going to give the Wickless Baron a bunch of extra health. I would have loved to have given the Wickless Baron quick, but that's just not happening. Multi-strike and rage. Oh no. Alright, we got the full combo, so this one will die. Well, it didn't need the combo to die, it just gets a lot closer. Anyway. Dreg blows up. We'll Frozen Lance because it doesn't matter. And we'll move on. That's unfortunate. Wax and Ruin will have this blow up in their face. I can delete you, but you'll gain 10 armor from the deletion. I think that's alright. Saves a lot of health. We'll start applying Spell Weakness to Fel, and we can get 1 round of Explosion. Go. No, we don't need to get 1 round. Give him the Burnout. Well. That's unfortunate. Definitely gonna drag. This doesn't kill you. But it doesn't necessarily need to. Boom. Boom. You're dead. You're still dead, but this guy lives and deals a little damage to Fel. Well, no, the explosion does. That's fine. And the Baron is fine. Did Tethys take damage? Tethys did take damage. How did Tethys take damage? No matter. We're going to first reform one of the dregs because it's free. You'll explode, but we'll reform you again, and you'll be our bomb. This is always happening. This is alright. I don't care if you die. Alright. That's right, you have sweep. That's the problem. The Master of Light has sweep. And I can't prevent that. None of these cards are actually particularly that great either, except I have to do this no matter what. You're burning out anyway, so that's fine. No one here has burnout. We're gonna deep offering. Nope, none of those were good enough. If I would have gotten the sap, maybe. That's a big no-no. Let's see here. We're going to start reforming Tethys, because I need Tethys to start doing stuff again. You won't die from this, but you'll burn out anyway, which is perfectly alright. Except you will not burn out. I demand it. Bomb 1, bomb 2. Alright, we can't get rid of these two because they don't have spell weaknesses. Ah! The second floor is going to suck. We can Frozen Lance twice. So you're going to die next turn no matter what, and we can give you sap so the damage is minimal. Hey, Fel. Perfect time to reform Tethys. I thought you were supposed to be enhanced with more burnout. That's not good. So, you are going to be hit with this. You are going to be bombed, except I'm going to kill you first, because you are able to be killed off. And this worked out perfectly. Nothing but spells, and that isn't enough to kill you. And I have to spend this because spell weakness won't do anything next turn. Am I going to die to Fel because I got extremely unlucky with spawns? My deck is also very big. I guess it is partially my fault for making the deck this big and trying it. Is there a unit that is worth reforming? Everything that is worth reforming will die except the Wickless Baron, which will actually deal some damage. Which is extremely unfortunate that I have no way to make his burnout last longer. Oh, game over. I didn't deal enough damage to Fel. None of my stuff lived long enough. At least I know it wasn't due to poor relic choices. Oh, okay, the one relic choice where I added a lot of dead cards to my deck, that probably was, at least for this run-through, a horrible idea.